Welcome back to a very special edition of Who Wants to Be a Dollarnaire? Our contestant today, our resident morning anchor and Chiefs expert, Jesse Inman.
Jeremy, thank you for having me on the program.
It is a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure, and let me remind the audience what you'll be winning. You'll be winning this crisp, very old $1 bill.
$1 bill, that's what we're playing for, folks.
This dollar bill right here, we're gonna start at 1 penny and go all the way up to $1.
All right.
This is life-changing money we're talking about, Jesse.
Okay, all right. It certainly is.
Are you ready, sir?
Yes, I am.
Play along at home. For 1 penny, question number 1. What did the Kansas City Chiefs give up in the deal to get Joe Montana in 1993? A, Dave Craig, I hope I said that right. B, a first-round draft pick. C, a second-round draft pick. Or D, a third-round draft pick.
Okay, I'm not familiar with Dave Krieg. I'm not familiar with who that is.
Okay.
Some of these questions I can already tell I'm going to age myself with. Rabe just Philbin.
Thank you for that. That's amazing.
I don't know if it's a first-round pick because I think at that time there were less picks in the draft, so I think a first-rounder would have been too valuable.
Let me just remind the audience, we are going to give you 3 lifelines.
Okay.
You can have Google me, which will have somebody on standby for Google.
Okay.
You can ask the control room.
Okay.
Or you can ask anybody. What was the third one, Jake? I don't remember.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. 50-50. 50-50.
Okay.
50-50. That was it. Thank you.
Phone a friend. It's a little early.
Yeah, it's a little early right now.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at this here.
Okay.
I'm gonna say second round pick.
Is that your final answer?
I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in, Rabe. Just.
Okay. That's my favorite. I'm using that. I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
No!
Unfortunately.
These are hard questions.
You know what? You should have gone with your gut. First round draft
pick? I should have known. It's Joe Montana.
But the good news is you're our only contestant today, so we have to keep going.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. We can't end the show on the first question.
Yeah, for 5 cents. Now we're up to 5 cents.
Okay, good.
We're going to stay on the journey of Joe Montana. How many seasons did Joe Montana play with the Kansas City Chiefs? A, 3, B, 4, C, 2, or D, 1?
Okay.
Now, Jesse, I don't want to make you feel bad, but even I knew this one.
Oh, okay. No. Let's go ahead and use our lifeline. Let me boil this down to 50-50, if we can do that. Is that I see it in the prompter as a lifeline. Is that a thing?
I will give you the choices. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I'm narrowing it down to C and D. 2 seasons or 1 season?
Okay, I'm gonna go with 2 seasons.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
You are correct for 5 cents.
Let's go! Give me that nickel!
Yes!
Nickelback.
We are now moving on to our 10 cents. Here we go, 10 cents. Question number 3. What were the Kansas City Chiefs cheerleaders called in the 1970s? A, the Chiefs Entertainment. B, the Raw Squad. C, Chiefs Dancers. Or D, the Chiefettes. We have Kaylee on standby with Google. We have Ask the Control Room. Those are your 2 lifelines left.
Let me go with Kaylee with the Google Me. I'm gonna use that one, Ray.
Okay, the cheerleaders in the 1970s were called. Kaylee is Googling for 10 cents.
Kaylee's Googling as quickly.
We only got like 2.5 minutes left.
I don't think it's Chiefs Entertainment. Sounds too plain to me.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you say?
The Chiefettes. I'm gonna lock that in, Rabe.
That is correct. Google is correct. The Chiefettes.
Let's go.
Okay, we're moving on now to a quarter. 25 cents.
All right. 25.
The nickname "The Law Firm" referred to what part of the Kansas City Chiefs team in the 90s? Okay, the quarterbacks, the offensive line, the defensive line, or the linebackers?
I don't know this one either. I have no idea.
I feel really bad.
These are hard.
Trust Natalie.
I don't think it's the quarterbacks. Natalie believes that it's offensive line. I could see that. The defensive line I know had Derek Thomas. They had Neil Smith. So they had some players on that defensive line. I've never heard them referred to as the law firm, though. I'm going to go with offensive line.
You are correct!
Natalie Nunn is also here.
For 50 cents, we're up to 50 cents.
All right.
The Kansas City Chiefs traded for which San Francisco 49ers quarterback in 1994? Steve Bono, Steve Young, Joe Montana, or Dave Craig?
Okay, so it's not Joe Montana. He was already there. But it has to be Joe Montana. I'm going to go with Joe Montana. Did they trade for two 49ers
The Kansas City
quarterbacks?
Chiefs traded for which San Francisco 49ers quarterback in 94?
94. What? Joe Montana was there in 93. I'm going to go with Steve Bono then.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Correct!
Steve Bono?
Okay.
Let's go!
Okay, here we go. 75 cents. How many times did the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Joe Montana face the 49ers? Once, twice, none, or 3 times?
Once. Lock it in.
A, once. Final answer?
Yep.
You are correct!
Let's go, baby!
All right, Jesse, you're down to the final question for one crisp dollar bill.
Hold on, dollar.
How many times had the Kansas City Chiefs won 13 regular season games through 2007?
So from the beginning of time up through 2007?
2007, how many seasons? 13 games.
Yeah, I got 30 seconds to answer this.
4, 3, 1, or 2?
Okay, so they did it a couple times in the early 2000s with Trent Green, Priest Holmes, and Tony Gonzalez in them.
13.
I'm going to go with 3.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Jesse Inman, you just won $1!
Oh my God!
You did it!
Rageous! Thank you, Rageous.
We'll be back!
Thank you.
You did it!